Has there been an NFL rookie with as much hype as Caleb Williams? The USC star and former Heisman Trophy winner has everything you want from your ideal quarterback prospect and more. His arm talent delivers pinpoint accuracy from every angle, and his exceptional football IQ allows him to dissect defenses and maneuver in the pocket like a pro. While there are areas for improvement, his landing spot in Chicago is perfect. With all the talent in the world and an explosive offense to utilize, Caleb Williams is about to become the best NFL rookie quarterback we have ever seen. Caleb Williams' journey to being the #1 overall pick started at Oklahoma, having just enjoyed a spectacular high school career that made him the #1 quarterback prospect in his class. His decision to head to Oklahoma was primarily based on the presence of head coach Lincoln Riley, who had recently helped both Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray to Heisman Trophy winning seasons. It was a very exciting signing for the Sooners, but with Spencer Rattler, the #1 quarterback in his own class, already in place, it looked like it might be some time before Williams got his chance. In the 6th game of his true freshman season, Williams was tasked with salvaging a rivalry game against the Texas Longhorns that had gotten out of hand. His first touch came on a 4th and 1 to open the second quarter, which he converted into a 66-yard touchdown run. Rattler was given 2 more drives, but after a costly fumble and with the Sooners trailing by 35-20, it was time for Williams. The hype surrounding Caleb Williams was quickly turbocharged as the true freshman dominated in his first proper taste of college football. Williams was dancing around the pocket with impressive composure and launching beautiful passes while on the move. He dragged the Sooners back into the game before delivering a sensational 52-yard bomb to Marvin Mims in the end zone to tie it up. The Sooners would go on to win, with Williams logging a very handy stat line of 212 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air to go along with 88 yards and another touchdown on the ground. The genie was out of the bottle by now, and there was no going back. Williams took over the starting role and delivered dominant display after dominant display. 361 total yards and 5 touchdowns came in his full debut, followed by a 402-yard, 6-touchdown passing effort 2 weeks after that. A couple of disappointing losses to Baylor and Oklahoma State closed out the regular season, but there was a lot to be excited about in Oklahoma, or so they thought. All the joy and optimism surrounding the Sooner fan base evaporated as soon as they learned that head coach Lincoln Riley was heading to USC and that their golden boy quarterback would be going with him. The decision to head to USC was a controversial one for Williams, but it paid off. He hit the ground running in his new colors, passing for 4,537 yards, 42 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions to go with another 382 yards and 10 touchdowns as a runner. It was another fantastic display of jaw-dropping arm talent and impressive scrambling ability with his legs. With him in charge of the offense, USC improved from 4-8 in 2021 to an 11-2 regular season record in 2022. It was almost the perfect season, but 2 heartbreaking losses to Utah scuppered any hopes of playoff action. Despite the lack of team success, there was plenty for Williams to celebrate. His incredible efforts throughout the year landed him the prestigious Heisman Trophy Award, making him the 3rd Lincoln Riley project to do so in 6 years. Unfortunately, the following 2023 season saw a slight decline statistically, as Williams struggled to counteract a woeful defense and poor offensive line. He still turned out 3,633 yards, 30 touchdowns, and just 5 interceptions, but it will be a season that is more remembered for a tough 1-5 record from their last 6 games. Nevertheless, Williams remained the biggest name in college football and a clear-cut candidate for the #1 overall pick. There were struggles in his 2023 season, but not enough to cloud over the remarkable film that he had put on tape over recent years. With Caleb under center, no part of the field is safe from his arm. His ability to throw with accuracy to even the deepest pockets of the field while on the move and off balance is second to none. His pocket presence is already elite, and he can play in structure much better than he's given credit for. The hero ball tendencies that meant he kept hold of the ball for too long and put the ball in danger more in 2023 came as a result of his poor offensive line and the constant pressure of feeling like every drive had to be a touchdown just to keep up. The bottom line is that Caleb Williams has certain attributes that are simply unteachable, and it is for that reason that he remained the 1st overall selection. For Chicago, they've been gifted the best quarterback prospect we have seen in a decade. For Caleb, he's been gifted the best landing spot a quarterback could ever ask for. Yes, he does have to buck a daunting trend of Chicago never managing to produce any high-level quarterback play across almost their entire franchise history, but from a playmaker's perspective, you cannot ask for much more. In DJ Moore, Williams has a strong yards after the catch threat who can also get open downfield. Despite having played with an abysmal set of quarterbacks throughout much of his career so far, Moore has turned out a 1,000-yard season in 4 of his last 5 and is fresh off a career year with 1,364 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's a big play threat and the perfect complement to Keenan Allen, who is as slick as it comes as a route runner. At 32 years old, Allen is not as explosive as he once was, but he makes up for that by dominating on short and intermediate routes, using all his experience to regularly get open and be a chain mover for his team. As Caleb Williams adjusts to life in the NFL, you can expect Allen to be a popular target on easier throws. Allen and Moore give you everything you need from a wide receiver room to succeed right away, and that luxury for Williams is taken to the next level when you add in the Bears' other first-round pick in 2024, Rome Odunze. Don't be fooled by the fact that Odunze was the 3rd wide receiver taken this year. He is no ordinary wide receiver prospect. He fits into the very top tier when it comes to wide receiver prospects, easily being the #1 name in any class not also featuring Marvin Harrison Jr. Odunze is more in the Keenan Allen mold of wide receiver types, offering an enticing large frame to aim at, which he utilizes to dominate in contested catch situations. He's also a fantastic route runner, giving him a fascinating upside as a potential league-leading X receiver. They are not easy to come by, and partnering him up with Caleb Williams has given them both the best possible chance of succeeding in the early stages of their careers. Rome Odunze has the skill set to be able to contribute on day one, but he will still benefit greatly from learning behind Keenan Allen, who is somewhat of a technician when it comes to route running. Aside from what could quickly become the best wide receiver trio in the NFL, Williams will also benefit from Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett at tight end, as well as DeAndre Swift as a useful pass catcher out of the backfield. Alongside Swift in the running back room is Khalil Herbert, who is a talented rusher, and Roshan Johnson, who will be looking to establish himself as he now enters his sophomore season. With offensive linemen Braxton Jones, Darnell Wright, and Tevin Jenkins all showing signs of good play last year, there are high expectations on this offense in 2024, and rightfully so. It isn't just the personnel on the field that are setting up Williams for success this year, but the team off the field as well. Shane Waldron has come in as the team's new offensive coordinator, having held the same role in Seattle for the last 3 years. Waldron's most recent success was helping to revitalize Geno Smith's career, overseeing an impressive 2022 campaign in which Smith passed for 4,282 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. During his tenure, Seattle ranked 3rd in yards per touch, with 7.8 yards, 3rd in big plays passing with 110, and 4th in big plays rushing percentage with 13%. He's a good man to have in charge of the offense, and the role he played in getting Geno Smith's career back on track should excite anyone who's interested in the development of Caleb Williams. Defensively, the Chicago Bears gave up the fewest rushing yards per game last year at just 86.4. The acquisition of Montez Sweat was a very exciting move, and one that should see even more improvement to the pass rush now that he has had some time to properly settle into his new team. It is the secondary that was the primary weak spot for Chicago, but they have at least managed to sign Jalen Johnson to an extension and brought in Kevin Byard to help out at safety. There's talent in the secondary and potential to improve, but it is the one area that may concern fans. However, a good offense and a bad secondary does suggest a fun season of shootouts may be on the horizon. It may sound dangerously close to the situation that plagued Williams at USC, but a better offensive line, sturdy run defense, and loaded group of playmakers will offer him far more support than what he got in college. He really is in a position to succeed. He should have a talented weapon at his disposal on every drop back, and he brings with him a footballing IQ and physical skill set that will allow him to elevate those weapons and get the most out of every play. Whether it is working through his progressions and hitting the open guy or maneuvering around the pocket and making the magic happen, Caleb Williams should be able to put up numbers this year. For Chicago fans, there's hope, and this time, it feels different. Justin Fields certainly brought excitement to their fan base, but he was a level below Williams as a prospect and not set up to succeed. It is as if the Chicago Bears have learned from that experience and gone overboard to make sure this glimmer of hope doesn't quickly fade as well. With the Detroit Lions now looking like an NFC powerhouse, the Green Bay Packers showing signs of a resurgence with Jordan Love, and Minnesota also starting fresh with a new rookie quarterback, the pressure will be on for Caleb Williams to succeed. This franchise has waited decades for a true savior at the quarterback position, and another failed project will be a tough pill to swallow. The good news for Caleb Williams, though, is that he slots into a rare situation for a #1 overall pick. There's talent for days, and the result could be spectacular. What do you think Caleb Williams can achieve in his rookie season in Chicago? Let us know in the comments.